This man looked like an ordinary waiter, but what happened next shocked an entire ballroom. It all started one bright evening at the Grand Metropolitan Hotel, where hundreds of rich and powerful guests gathered for a charity gala hosted by the Blackwood family, one of the oldest, richest families in the city. The music was soft, the lights golden, and people in expensive dresses laughed over glasses of wine. Among the guests stood Jerome Washington, calm, tall, dressed in a simple black tuxedo. He didn't come to show off, he came to observe, because tonight he wasn't just any guest. He was there to see what kind of people the Blackwoods really were. Across the room, Vivian Blackwood, the host, sparkled with diamonds and fake smiles. She liked to talk about charity, helping the poor, funding schools, but deep down, she believed only her kind deserved success. She ran the event like a queen, until her eyes fell on Jerome. He was standing near the art display, admiring a painting made by a poor student from the city's inner schools. He spoke kindly to an older lady about the artist's story, his voice calm, intelligent, confident. But Vivian's eyes narrowed. A black man in my gala? She thought. Her smile faded into disgust. She marched across the marble floor, her perfume filling the air. "Excuse me," she said sharply. "I don't think we've met. Are you with the catering staff?" Jerome turned politely. "Good evening. No, I'm just here to support the cause." Vivian raised an eyebrow. "Support, really? I know every guest on this list, and I don't remember inviting someone like you." Nearby conversation stopped. The air grew heavy. People turned, pretending not to look, but every phone camera was ready. Jerome stayed calm. "Maybe there's been an oversight," he said gently. But Vivian's voice grew louder. "No oversight. You don't belong here. Security!" A few waiters froze in place. 2 guards hesitated, unsure what to do. Vivian smirked. "You people always think you can just walk into places like this. Maybe you thought you could blend in, steal something, pretend to be one of us?" Gasps echoed through the room. Jerome's face stayed calm, but his eyes turned sharp. He didn't move, didn't argue. He just stood there, silently, letting her words hang in the air. Vivian grabbed a glass of red wine from a passing tray. "Let me teach you some respect," she sneered. Then she threw it. The wine hit his white shirt, splashing down like blood. The room went dead silent. Jerome didn't flinch. He just wiped his face with a handkerchief and smiled. It wasn't the smile of a broken man. It was the smile of someone who knows something you don't. Vivian stepped back, breathing hard. "Now maybe you'll remember your place," she said. Jerome looked at her, voice calm and cold. "Mrs. Blackwood, I think you should be very careful about what you say next." She laughed bitterly. "Oh, please! What are you going to do? Call your boss? Maybe he can clean up after you?" The crowd gasped again. Some people started recording. Jerome checked his watch, sighed softly, and said, "Actually, Mrs. Blackwood, my boss is already here." Vivian frowned. "Oh, and who's that supposed to be?" Jerome smiled again. "You'll find out soon enough." Before she could answer, a man rushed through the crowd. Richard Blackwood, her husband, and the company's CEO. His face turned pale when he saw Jerome. "Jerome," he said, panic in his voice. I can explain." Vivian blinked in confusion. "You know this man?" Richard's voice trembled. "Vivian, this is—" Jerome raised his hand, stopping him. "No need, Richard. I think your wife should find out in front of everyone." The crowd pressed closer, phones up, eyes wide. Vivian's smirk started to fade. Something was very wrong. "Find out what?" she whispered. Jerome reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out his phone. He tapped the screen once, and the projector above the stage flickered to life. Huge contract appeared on the screen with 2 signatures clearly visible, Jerome Washington and Richard Blackwood. Gasps filled the ballroom. Jerome turned to Vivian and said quietly, "Mrs. Blackwood." I'm the man who just bought your company." Her face went white. The glass slipped from her hand and shattered across the marble floor. She stumbled back, eyes wide, unable to breathe. The crowd erupted, whispers, cameras, chaos. Vivian's world spun as the truth hit her. The black waiter she had just humiliated in front of 400 guests was actually the new owner of everything she thought she controlled. Jerome looked down at his wine-stained shirt, then back at her trembling face. "You were right about one thing," he said softly. "This isn't your world anymore." The room froze, phones flashing, people whispering, Vivian shaking. And then Jerome turned, calmly walking toward the exit. But no one knew. That was only the beginning. Because what would happen in the next 24 hours would not just destroy the Blackwood family. It would shake the entire city.